This episode of the Beauty by ABIC podcast was brought to you by Murad Skincare Australia. Hello and welcome to the Beauty by ABIC podcast, your online support community for the aesthetic and beauty industry. Here, we are strengthening and unifying the industry through representation, innovation, and education. This is a platform created and dedicated to the aesthetic and beauty industry, valuing unity and advancement. We serve to represent, support, and inspire you by connecting you with industry experts, expanding your knowledge through educational pieces, and bringing you the latest industry news. This is Beauty by ABIC. Today's podcast is hosted by Tamara Reid, who speaks with today's guest, Amanda Malden-Browne from Torrens University. Career ready is often a term used to describe the need for students to be able to step seamlessly into the professional industry and straight into clinic. That being said, what can our industry do to help facilitate this evolution from student to graduate, ensuring success for both the therapist and the business? Today, to help answer those questions for us, is Amanda Malden-Browne, Senior Learning Facilitator of Aesthetics at Torrens University, a therapist turned dermal therapist, an industry educator and an ITEC international examiner. Amanda shares with us today how tertiary level learning is adapting to the ever-changing needs of our industry. A fascinating conversation around employability outcomes for our industry, partnership and placement, as well as providing a career roadmap from advanced aesthetics through to cosmetic medicine. This is an episode those of you who love to study will love to listen to. From Torrens University, today we welcome Amanda Malden-Browne.
Amanda, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. And certainly thank you on behalf of Torrens University Australia for inviting me, and also to Katie from Murad as well. So I'm delighted to be here today and lovely to meet you too.
The pleasure is absolutely all mine. We are so excited to get this conversation underway. And Amanda, we actually start by diving into the entrance of our guest's career. And I'd like to start with you there today. How did you get into the professional beauty and aesthetic industry?
Well, it was a long time ago. So I've been in the industry now for coming on 40 years. I graduated from a 3-year beauty and hairdressing combined course in London. This career sort of pathway is actually quite common in the UK, where we combine hair and beauty together. It was a full-time 5-day-a-week course, and it did incorporate, it's quite intensive, and it did incorporate additional subjects like keep fit, gym instruction. We did design, accountancy, and also law as well.
Wow.
In those days, courses were completed through very formal practical and theory examinations. So towards the end of the course, we had sort of weeks of formal exams. When I graduated, which is, as I mentioned, 40 years ago, the only method of waxing was hot wax. So as you can imagine, it was quite a journey to do a full leg wax. Mm-hmm. Aromatherapy was virtually unheard of in those days. So during my career, I've seen such a significant change in our industry. And recently, as a dermal therapist as well, but industry has grown exponentially over that period of time, as you can well imagine. And it's very exciting. I mean, I have loved every minute of it. It is such a progressive, rewarding, and also an exciting industry to be part of. And I have really never regretted my choices at all. My career started in London. So once I graduated, I'm actually secured a job in London. And what I did was I was quite keen to put my hand up for everything. And I think that was very important for my career. Some choices I made were good and some not so good. But what I did learn was that the success of my career really did and was based on my ability to network. So attending courses, training events, industry events, what it did, it actually broadened my knowledge. It enabled me to take an interest in a particular topic, and it gave me some amazing opportunities. Now, what happened in the early 1990s is that I decided to take a slightly different career path into the world of education, and I completed a certificate in training and assessing, followed by a certificate in education and then a Bachelor of Arts in education as well. And I taught in London at a government college for about 12 years before I then decided to head across the world to this beautiful country of Australia. And what was interesting was how quickly I suddenly learned about the impact that the sun had on Australian skins. And so began this amazing 16-year career in dermal therapies. Currently a senior learning facilitator at Torrens University, and I specialize in skins, maintaining and improving skin health. I look at and are very keen on things like dermatological changes within the skin, and I'm also very passionate about cultural diversity. I see our industry as not just part of Australia, but certainly part of a global industry. So I teach cultural diversity, and I also continue my contract work with an awarding body from the UK called ITEC. So I am actually an international examiner as well. So when we didn't have COVID, I was traveling regularly overseas. My long-term commitment to education continues, and I hold postgraduate qualifications in education, innovation and change, as well as my laser and light therapies as well. So it's been quite a journey within my career.
Well, what can't you do? Oh my goodness. That is certainly a very, very impressive recap there, and over 40 years in 4 minutes. Well done. I am an ITEC therapist, so that is very, very special that you are an international examiner for ITEC. And you spoke to me so much when you said two things in there. The first is say yes to every opportunity, because that is such an important thing that we can do when we're therapists and when we're learning. Is there are so many career pathways and legs that our industry can go down. And I think you don't know what dermal looks like if you stay in beauty, or you don't know what salon looks like if you stay in aesthetics. So, saying yes and finding your feet in whichever niche of our industry that aligns with you. But the second thing there was, you said that networking equals success. And I think that is something that is so underrated in our industry, because often it's not what you know, it's who you know. And the more you put yourself out there, the more you have conversations like these, the more you speak to educators and coaches and consultants and other therapists and other business owners, that's where you start to find your people and find your feet. So I absolutely love that you mentioned those two things.
Good, yes. Very passionate myself about just putting your hand up for anything and everything, even if it's something that you're not particularly interested in, because it definitely opens up other pathways. It broadens your mind and it gets you excited about other things.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to ask, you said you've been in the industry there for 40 years. And as we just mentioned, there have been so many changes. I mean, I don't think there is even a hair and beauty combined course these days as you traveled through. And there's certainly been a lot of change from traditional beauty into aesthetics and into this kind of medi-aesthetic world that our industry is currently looking down the pathway of. How has that change from traditional into aesthetics been taken on from a tertiary level?
Well, as we all know, the beauty, wellness and aesthetics industry is by far one of our fastest growing industries in the world. And I guess with that rapid and exciting level of research and technology and innovation is constantly being introduced. So there is a greater need for tertiary level education in the response to that growth. Now, this is vital to ensure the level of skills, the knowledge, and our graduates' employability directly correlates to the present and the future needs of our industry. With such widely available information on the internet and online, as we know, we see our consumers, they see themselves as somewhat of an expert. The role of dermal therapies has changed and expanded. So a greater knowledge, level of knowledge at a tertiary level is required to provide that correct advice, referral, and also treatment options as well. Formal education is the foundation of knowledge. It provides credibility, it provides the truth, and expands our minds. It enables individuals to be confident, inspired, and it does increase employability and income. And also, what is very important is that it drives long-term economic growth as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just makes so much sense to me that school is listening. I think, it's
Mm,
really important that our training packages and that what we are being taught and what we are teaching the future of the industry is really practical to the
yeah.
landscape and what's happening. And I see so many roundtable events and webinars where schools and tertiary institutions like Torrens reach out to industry and key opinion leaders in the space and say, we want to hear from you. And I really, really appreciate that, because sometimes when you're in corporate businesses, what is designed at a corporate level doesn't always relay in the most practical level. And when we
Yes.
are treating clients and we are dealing with skin that is so ambiguous, that is of utmost importance that we do actually realize what's happening out in the industry and
Yes.
how can we teach that to our students.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is so important. We've just got to remember we're here for our industry as training organisations and higher education, tertiary level. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And something that I hear quite often is the word industry ready. And I think this term is coined by the industry for students to be ready. And I know that training institutions need to take on that level of responsibility to ensure that the students do have a level of professionalism that is almost ready to hit the ground running when they go out into industry. What does career ready mean to you when you're looking at designing the classes and the training packages?
Very, very important. Torrens University, we actually call ourselves an industry university, and there is a difference. There is a direct focus on our graduates being career ready. So, employability outcomes are a significant and a very important focus when we are designing our curriculum. Work integrated learning also plays an important role. And what it does is it places our students in the real world. It immerses them into that world and industry scenarios to ensure authenticity and valuable work experience in the students' learning journey. Our industry partners, who are very, very important to us, and also our stakeholders, also play really important roles in informing our curriculum. And we do meet regularly to gain that feedback from industry partners. And what it does is it ensures that our courses remain current and industry relevant. Our graduates leave with those skills and the knowledge and attributes that are required to really make a difference and to contribute to our profession in both the dermal industry, the beauty, and also the wellness industry as well. So we're quite broad in what we focus on.
Yeah, absolutely. That employability outcome is so important because we do want students to go into training and studying and come out having a level of employability which is going to be fruitful for not only their personal career but also the industry. And I love that work integrated learning piece that you mentioned there, because it is super important that our students and our therapists have those skills. We're talking about career ready from university point of view, but I'm wondering from an industry perspective, the business owners do need to take on some accountability so that we can assist graduates to take the leap from study into the industry. What do you suggest we do there so that we can help this
Yeah,
evolution?
absolutely. Well, to ensure that our graduates consolidate their learning and with those real world experience and scenarios in a clinical setting, we actually need our industry immersive experiences, both within our students and within our relationships as well. Over the many years, we have built really strong industry relationships and partnerships who readily accept our students for work placement. We actually have them calling us up asking us, can we please, have your students for work placement? And what this does is this allows our students the experiences and provides an even broader learning journey for them. And it's not uncommon for our graduates to secure employment following industry placement.
We have been chatting about it all morning. Murad is clinical but cool, doctor but hardly dull, and science but not stuffy. Founded by dermatologist and pharmacist Dr. Howard Murad, was the first modern doctor brand in the market in 1989, setting a new standard for high-performance skincare. For over 30 years, Murad has based its products on scientifically proven formulas and technologies to help people achieve the healthiest, most beautiful skin possible. Inspired by Dr. Murad's lifelong commitment to science-backed wellness, Murad is so much more than just a skincare product. They create products and professional experiences not only for healthier skin, but for happier lives. They also focus on achieving your client's skin goals, not just skin concerns, and look to an inclusive health philosophy. Murad believes that skincare is not just superficial because it's healthcare. And when you have a beautiful skin, it's a sign that you have a healthy body and mind. And Dr. Howard Murad said that himself. Murad stands for skincare, healthcare, and self-care.
Through these mutual partnerships, industry have the opportunity to help inform our programs and ensure we continue to create that high quality employable graduates as well. So it really is a partnership that is very valuable to us.
Yeah, it's taking it right back to what we were saying at the top of the conversation here. It's all the way back to networking and relationship building. And I think if students have that introduction into industry through placement while they are studying, they already get that foot in the door and they can really see the practical element of how the industry performs, because sometimes there is a slight discrepancy between what we study at university and then what that actually looks like out into industry. So I really like that you're kind of bridging the gap there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very, very important. It's a tremendous focus throughout what we do. That question. And our students are within obviously different subjects, they are required to have industry placements within their assessment requirements. Yeah,
for sure. And I'm wondering, the landscape of university and teaching and learning over the last 3 years has certainly been a whole new level playing field for all who are studying and prospective students. I'm wondering what the most frequently asked questions from students in 2022 is in regards to industry and careers and training and the like.
Well, I guess students are coming to us firstly to build confidence and expand their knowledge in the pursuit of what we talk about best practices, really important in treatment options as well, and outcomes, but in the safest way within their scope of practice. So that's generally why they initiate the tertiary and further education. And one particular question that I'm asked regularly, and this is, they ask, why should I do a Bachelor of Health Science degree when industry jobs often don't ask for this level of qualification, but do expect me to perform some high-end modality treatment? Now, I think what's important to remember is dermal clinicians are set apart in comparison to beauty therapists by their ability to prevent complications, manage risks, provide thorough skin health consultations, instruct skin health education, in addition to performing skin health procedures that target the sign of aging to manage the skin through all phases of life as well. They also closely liaise with dermatologists, plastic surgeons, cosmetic physicians, and also other allied healthcare professionals to support the care and maintenance of the patient's skin. So that's the first question that we often get asked. Now, the second question that we get asked is, how do I use this program to later progress into more advanced field of cosmetic medicine, for example, injectables? So they're looking to the future, how can I get into this area? And our answer to that is, after completion of your Bachelor of Health Science Aesthetics degree, you can enroll at Torrens University in the Bachelor of Nursing, after which you may apply for registration with the Australian Health Practitioners Registration Agency called APRA. This will enable you to work as a registered nurse in cosmetic surgery settings, as well as places like hospitals, aged care, community health. Additional education may be necessary to perform your cosmetic injectables, such as courses like your postgraduate qualification in cosmetic nursing as well. So they're the two key questions that we tend to get asked.
Interesting. I'm actually hoping that a lot of business owners who are currently recruiting or planning on recruiting in 2022 take that first question and really listen to it, because what I'm seeing all over the job recruitment sites at the moment in these adverts is beauty/dermal therapist wanted. And you look at that title and you go, they're two very, very different roles which you're recruiting
correct.
for. Which one are you exactly recruiting for?
Absolutely. And with education comes confidence and mitigating risks. And that's so important in our industry.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the students are really driving this new change towards medi and aesthetics. And it's interesting that that's the number one question that you're getting asked, that just really reinforces to us what the future of the industry looks like, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm interested to know from you, as a question that gets asked everywhere so often, how can we attract more prospective graduates into the industry? Do you think this is a broader campaign that associations and communities and businesses need to? Do you think it's a government level initiative and campaign that we need to show the industry? We need to show the more aesthetic and more advanced side. I mean, do you have any thoughts around that attraction point?
Yeah, well, I think our industry needs to continue to create these exciting opportunities, not just for our graduates, but also for professional growth opportunities for existing highly skilled therapists that currently operate within the industry. We have an obligation to ensure our industry and those who choose to service it can keep up with the ever-changing demands. Education plays a key and crucial role, learning from your leaders and experts, meeting like-minded people, pursuing passion, developing those amazing research skills and discovering things, problem solving and expanding our knowledge and our minds are all central to developing confidence. Growth and understanding of scope of practice is really important, and to maintain and uphold standards and credibility with both our personal development and also the wider community as well. Now, at Torrens University, we do offer a wide variety of undergraduate, postgraduate, and higher degrees by research across both the health, education, business, hospitality, design, and also creative technologies. In the area of health and education, we offer several Bachelor of Health Science programs. We offer Bachelor of Nursing and also a suite of postgraduate programs within education. For the Bachelor of Health Science Aesthetics, those who already hold a nationally recognised diploma of beauty therapy or equivalent, they're eligible for block credits. And I guess we've got to remember that a degree is normally 3 years. So having that block credit and recognition of our previous diplomas in beauty therapy allows us to reduce that course by a year, so it becomes a 2-year bachelor course or as a full-time course. Now, Torrens University are very passionate about supporting our industry, And as such, we offer scholarships that are designed to support our beauty and aesthetics industry. So for those beauty therapists who are qualified, they get or are eligible for a 15% scholarship on their Bachelor of Health Science. So they have to already be a beauty therapist. For students who have previously studied with us, now that can be across any of our qualifications, they are eligible, and this is very exciting, for an alumni scholarship of 25% discount off our course fee. So it's quite significant. Yeah. So you can see that Torrens is very, they're very passionate about supporting our industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even just that extension of upskilling of knowledge, it's not just let's finish at the diploma. It's let's take that knowledge and that advancement of our education to the next level. And often we find beauty therapists get out into industry. They travel around through spa and beauty and clinic for a few years. And then they, come to that conclusion that actually I do want to increase my knowledge and my skill set here. So that's a beautiful scholarship, 15% off for non-Torrens University graduates. And then Torrens and alumni gets 25% off. It's very generous.
Yeah, very good. Yes, absolutely. And that's the way we're supporting our industry.
Gorgeous. I love that. And Amanda, I'm just wondering if I can steal you for one last question. As somebody with quite a bit of foresight and insight into the industry and the future of aesthetics and beauty, it obviously has been quite a shaky landscape for us over the last 3 years. I'm wondering what you think the future looks like for our industry.
Well, I think our industry will always be strong. I think it's about our ability to adapt, and we are very good at being flexible and adapting to customers, our industry as a whole, and also, the pandemic that we've been so unfortunate to have to manage. Education is key. It gives you an opportunity in these times to really stop and go, okay, what route do I want to take in my career? And here's a great opportunity to go, you know what, I think I'll get back into education. I can continue to work and to study and to learn and to enjoy our progressive industry. We are flexible. We're used to working with the general public. We have excellent customer service skills. We have that flexibility. And I think that's what's important. It's tackling those things face on, not hiding away and trying to ignore those hurdles, and just going for it, looking at innovative ways to approach those hurdles, because we've got to get over them. And that's what's important, is being positive and approaching those hurdles with excitement and innovative ideas.
Absolutely. And adaptability is the key. And if you can adapt and be positive at the same time, I think you have nailed the winning combination there, Amanda. Thank you so much for coming and having a chat with me today on the podcast. I really appreciate your time.
Many thanks. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You've reached the end of another episode of the Beauté by ABIC podcast, your online support community for the aesthetic and beauty industry. Thank you for listening, and until next time, stay connected.